Good evening, guys. Let's proceed. Based on the agreement we had, I want to explain to you how to write blog from beginning. The first stage of every creative work is research. So we want to research on what people have written about what we want to write. So what I'm writing on is sales funnel. I believe you guys know that I've written sales funnel in my own blog too. Now I want to research on sales funnel. You see, based on the SEO knowledge that we've had, if you've read the book that I gave you the moment you paid, you will know that those first things that rank on Google, they rank based on the stuff that they apply, which are keyword research. That is first. The second one is on the page, while the last one is off the page. That is their connection from their page to other page. They call that one hyperlink. So you see the first page, the second page. I am checking this page. If any of those page really paid, you can see even YouTube too. Look at their ranking too. That means if you want to rank well on Google, you must do your adequate research. On this same topic that I want to write on, there are videos on it and there are blogs on it. So what you want to do, you see, these are the videos. What you want to do as a researcher is that you want to work on the blog and as well as the video aspect of your research. You watch some videos and as well as some blogs that have been written. So that is it. You can even do video in your blog that you had video and words to it to make it to rank both in Google and YouTube. That is the secret. If you have the time, you can do that. But that basically might be if you are not submitting work to clients, because some clients might be looking at it that anything that makes you to run video, to do video, and you put the video there, you might be thinking maybe you want to hijack their project from there, because of course it is their face that will be there. So you see, even LinkedIn rank. So it means it is not necessary you have a blog before you can rank on Google. In as much as you are doing the necessary thing you're supposed to do. You can even see some websites that rank below a post that someone posted in LinkedIn. Just know how to do it, understand the concepts and the conceptions of what you are writing. Now we want to do our work now by checking on the first one that was written. Then we'll be checking on it one after the other. Now that is the first one, the second one, and every other part of it that we need to check. So this is the first one that is written by HubSpot. So look at it. The first thing that appears on their blog or website now is nothing other than the topic, the title. So you can see now this blog was published June 24, 2024, which means it is a recent blog. So I will check the next blog when it was published though, but I think the next blog when it was published was around 2020 something like that. So now the first thing this person put is what is a sales funnel. That is the title. You see, and what you should make instead, that is not title, that is subtitle. Or that is, yes, I can just call it subtitle. Let me just make use of that. So what is sales funnel? You can see the title is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 5 words, and he or she brace it up with you can see that the title is what I'm trying to remove from the subtitle. Now that is it. So the next thing that this guy did that made this thing to rank is fantastic introduction. If you look at the introduction, the way it started, it said, for the last 50 years, companies will live or die by the strength of their sales funnel. You can see that punchy stuff. Will live or die. Every company will want to read the blog. That why would I live or die with my sales funnel? What really matters? After that, the person use introduction picture. The person use a picture. You see, let me quickly explain something under the picture. If you are using picture in your website, there's what we call alt text. This alt text is what you will use to explain how the picture looks, because bots that want to rank your content does not understand picture. So if you use that alt text to explain the picture, it will make bots to understand what you are putting there. Now look at it again. This person put a downloadable stuff in it, which if you click this download stuff, it might take you to another interface inside the person's website. Or maybe they created an ebook that once you click, that will take you to that ebook. So if it takes you to the ebook will later direct you back to this same website. That is what we call bounce rate. The higher your bounce rate, the lower your bounce rate rather, the more people view it. And what is bounce rate? I discuss it in the book. Nobody should tell me they do not understand what bounce rate means unless you do not read the book very well. Quick one, let me just say, bounce rate is the numbers of times that people did not stay long in your blog, maybe due to network or some other things like that. Maybe they did not stay long in your blog. So the higher numbers of times that people stay will determine the numbers of how your blog will rank. Now look at it now. In every heading, this guy is putting some blog to explain it. You can see this is another picture entirely that is depicting the meaning of what the person is explaining in the heading. You can see this is another PDF again. These are the things you want to study that you want to include in your own too. You'll be putting some PDF to further explain. You see free says whatever that might serve as if you are advertising something. People that are reading the blog might be interested in it and they will click on it. So that is, you can see another one, download the free template. In fact, it is not even everybody that is present enough. But in order for you to capture people's attention, you can create PDF format for this your website that will surely take people back to your website whenever they finish reading. Perhaps there are some things you are going to keep in that PDF that once they click it, it will take you back. It will take them back to this your website. You can see Honeybook, that is an heading, and every heading in your blog should have what is called a formatting of H2. Why subheading we have H3? We'll explain that as time pass by. Well, we just want to be giving you brief of what you should note in this man's blog that make his blog to rank higher. So you can see. So blog writing is a long journey that you need to understand every concept. So the researching part is what we are doing now. So you can see now sales funnel examples. I want to tell you that this thing now will be H2. That is H2. Your introduction will be H1. You can see I write H2. Why the audible or whatever will be H3? Because that is subheading for that heading. The same thing applies to every other headings beneath it. So you can see this audible whatever, that is the H3. That is formatting, and this formatting is essential. And why you need this formatting is because it aids readability. You can see the Honeybook. Who want to try? Honeybook is what? H3 or H2? It is H3 because it is still under the first heading there. Now, look at it now. I'm trying to explain. You can see the auth test that I was explaining to you. Auth test is that this thing is explaining the picture that the person uploaded. Although in this place the person put image source. The person put image sources. So, but in your own case, always make sure that your auth text is explaining the concept of what you put there. For instance, you can say a website with a phone that is explaining it, blah blah blah. You put something like that. That is auth text. But when we get to where I want to upload my blog on sales funnel, you will see how I will put my auth text. I hope you guys are following. So if there's any question or anything you don't understand, kindly ask before we proceed to the next stage. This research stage is very critical. Once your research is very intact, every other thing is okay. You see what I like, whatever that guy put, he bold it. You don't need to use H whatever for that because it is not a subheading. You can see another subheading which is H3. I'm just trying to note this so that you understand the concept of what these people are putting together, just for you to understand how to blog. You can see how to create a sales funnel. This is another heading which you are going to give this one what format. You are going to give it H2. So you see, define problem you want to solve for your customers. All this one they are lists. So now this is another one. Now define the problem you want to solve for your customer. Who can just tell me what format will this one get? This is a subheading. It is not an heading. You can see, let me move back. You can see now, it said define the problem. It has been highlighted here. Now, they now want to highlight and explain. So, as they are highlighting and explain, the format will be nothing other than H3. This is very essential because if you are blogging for someone and all this formatting are not intact, some people can blog very well, but they just need blogger simply because they are very occupied. So H3, H3, those are what that format will contain. You cannot just say you are a blogger and you blog something. When they started reviewing your copy, they find out that some things that are supposed to be mastered by you, they are flop. So how to create a sales funnel, you can see the PDF template that this person is putting in his blog. So I believe you guys still understand what I call on-page technique. On-page technique is when you put something in your page, in your website, in a blog that you blog or article. You now make sure that that thing has a link. So once anybody click on that link, the link will direct them to another post inside the same website of yours. You get inside the same website of yours. Why keyword research has to do with using the right keyword to explain some things. You guys understand that? If you don't understand, I think this is what we need to even discuss first before I will drop any other video. So you need to know, ask questions as regards to this. It's not going to be business as usual, because if you really think you want to make money, you must be disciplined. And that discipline is what will even make you to win the heart of your clients. You must have discipline. So now, sorry, I'm not saying you guys are not disciplined. I'm just trying to explain some concepts that we need to train ourselves, and that is the discipline I am referring to. Some of you guys here are in my graphic design class, and they will tell you guys how strict I was with them. And at the end of it all, they achieve something great. So the essence of being strict is for everyone to achieve something great. And you can see, this guy is supposed to use conclusion here. He's just put flywheel model drives. Now let's move, but we've assessed the first one, right? Now, we want to check the second blog and know why this blog rank in Google. If you look at this one, it's 7 December 2023. 2023, that was when it was blogged. And it has been there for a while. Look at all this write-up that you see now. This is what their AI generated, and they are putting their AI generated content at the first side of the Google, so that if you are creating your own AI generated content, you will be very careful, because Google might pardon you for wrong grammar. But when it comes to plagiarism, Google does not joke with that. They will just eliminate your blog once they eliminate your blog, they remove it, your client will be mad at you, and that is nothing but bad review. Of course, yes, nobody wants that to happen to him. So let's proceed. Now, what you want to do now is I want to check the second blog, which is that. So I want to click on it. You see, December 2023, that was when this one was written. December 2023. So after this one, we are going to check the one of LinkedIn, which means you can use your LinkedIn just like a blog site. Or you can even, there's one other thing that you can also, Quora. Quora is a question and answer forum through which, if you have an account in Quora, you can be blogging in Quora. And if your blogging is very accurate, comply with the rules and regulations that is supposed to be put in place, of course, yes, it will rank. I've seen some blog that rank and they came from Quora. So as this one that came from LinkedIn, the same thing happens to the one that came from Quora. Now let me show you. You can see that thing that is blinking there. That is what their AI is generating it. So now we move to the second blog. This is the second blog that was blogged December 2023. What is very spectacular about this blog is that the person also starts with a good title, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, not more than 4 words. Then followed by what is a sales funnel, then the person starts. You can see that they are using heading, subheading. And look at this person's introduction. It says sales funnel is the marketing term for the journey potential customer growth. Now fine, look at what I want to explain to you. You can see this person starts his own with video. Instead of the person to start with a picture, the person starts with video. That's why I said, if that blog happens to be yours, you might have shoot the video that will contain virtually everything you are writing in this blog. So you put it as at the front or first thing after the title. That will serve like an introduction picture. Instead of using picture, you are using video. Isn't that bravo? You can see the strategies, which means you can use either of these strategy to write your own blog too. Now, let's continue. I'm just taking my time to explain this thing for you explicitly, because if you said you are a blogger, as I said, I'm an experienced blogger. I blog for Pramini, Explore Edge. I have my own blog too, and I also have blog in Premium, which is what we are going to open an account. I have in Quora too. So now let's proceed. You can see that is another link that if you tap on that link, it will direct you to another link. So you can even use an avenue of your blog to advertise some of your products. I will show you that when we get there. You can see that is another tappable link that if you tap on it, the person will definitely, that stuff will lead you to another, it might be another website that will serve. If it leads you to another website, it is what we call off page technique. Now if it leads you to the same website but another blog entirely or article, that is what we call on the page. Now you can see the headline. What are the sales funnel strategies, which means you are going to use what? H2. That is another clickable item content there. See what I'm trying to tell you here? Say for the, so if you click on it, that is on page. It might also be off page. You can see stage awareness, stage 1 awareness, stage 2 interest, desire, decision. You can see this now will be H3, nothing other than that, H3. And the reason why all this formatting are very essential is that some people are very lazy. They are very lazy. They might just be scrolling. They don't want to read. But all these things now will make them to stop. Okay, let me start from interest, blah blah. You can see offer this, find the cracks in your sales funnel stages. All this, you can see the images, the way they align it. So the image are there to explain the text. That is the concept, and the image you are putting must not be fanciable alone. It must communicate with the context you are writing. Now look at how sales funnel flow, this blah 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 blah. I'm trying to check, see this person even use something that has to do with reality, that is data reality. So in what we are doing, if you have any data reality fact, you can include it on it. It makes people to believe, because an average human being want to listen to testimony. They buy simply because other people are bought. They don't want to even know the behavior of those people that are bought. So that if Mr. A have used this thing before, automatically it will be good for me too. That is another technique that person use that you need to also note. You scroll up, but mind you, if you are using any data, make sure the data is verifiable. Don't just use data that AI generates for you, because AI can generate rubbish. Just make sure that AI helps you out. You read your context. Once you read it, you do the necessary thing that you are supposed to do before you submit your job to clients. So aside from Explore Edge, I've also blogged for someone. I've forgotten. Oh, I want to record the person's name self. Forgotten the blog. So now look at it. Master the sales funnel, blah blah. This is supposed to be their conclusion. But instead, they put master the sales funnel process with keep. They now, instead of them, they write conclusion. They don't write conclusion. They put their name. Then as a sales funnel management is about more than being organized. You see, this is their conclusion. And when we get there, I will tell you how we can do that. Now we are through with the analysis of the second blog, right? You might want to compare the first and the second. You can see I'm not showing you now that this one was written 7 December 2023. Since then, it was ranking higher until this one took over 2024. Imagine the amount of money these people would have made with these numbers of months that they have stayed at the top of search engine. Despite the fact that they are still second, they are still going to make money. Because the more people come to your this thing they read, the more you have some payments. Now look at it now. This one is July 2024. This one is April 2024. You can see blog. So I want to check further. I'm just showing you some things. So December 2023, imagine December 2023 is still now ranking higher than those ones that I just showed you that were 2024. Look, July 2024, April 2024. For you to know that if you do a good work, your stuff will still rank. Now, this 2023 is linked. This LinkedIn was written 2022. It means this stuff has also been there for a while before other people now took over it from it. Perhaps they might have done some research before they start writing and make them to rank. Now, you want to check why this blog is so spectacular like that. 2022. Why is it so spectacular? Because it's still ranking among the 5 or 10 this thing. Now look at it. It started with picture. Instead of title, it started with picture. Does it start with picture? Yes, you can see it's picture. Now says sales funnel definition, stages, and templates. You can see this one even pull request demo start drive. So you can see now. Look at what they are doing. Look at it. Look at this. You can flip around and check any of these things that you want to read. Instead of them to use text, they are using image and text. Now, what is a sales funnel? You see, they include sales funnel. How sales funnel is, that's what they are explaining. What are sales funnel? So you can see, I'm just looking. See, I'm just looking. They place a picture that looks like that. Look at the second one. Can you tell me more about it? They show someone that is discussing with other. Now the last one is I'm ready. Now let's go. This blog is very fantastic because it's showing us some things that other people have not done. You can see now. Can you tell me more about? Shows people that we are talking. One is making inquiry and the other person is explaining. That is first stage. You can see I'm just looking, and the person of course is looking at the system. That is what even makes this thing so spectacular and fantastic. You want to use picture that will be relatable so that when people are reading the text, the picture and the text will have a collocation. So now let's move up. You can see this side now. You see, I'm just looking and the person is looking at the system. Can you tell me more about what they show us? Now, I'm ready to buy. It shows that someone is buying or ready to buy. Look at, so you, as in your concept needs to be something super higher than your contemporaries or competitors, as the case may be. So that is the essence of you doing research before you start writing. Very essential, because if you don't do research, you cannot write an extensively something good. Now that we've gotten the concept of how and what these people write, we are going to move to nothing but the next stage, which is to generate our own write-up on this same topic. Thank you. See you in the class. I want you to ask a question as regards to what we've treated. Thank you.